Webb Weekly Live, August 31st edition. Hard to believe, Steph, the kids are back to school.
I know, it's crazy. We've got all these kids who have been growing up in the office over the years. We have a junior and a freshman and one going into middle school this year.
And our Webb Kids girl, Juliana, had her first day of middle school yesterday.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I heard it went well. She's excited. I think she might be the only one amongst the kids that was excited about going back to school this year.
And middle school starts in 5th grade now.
Yes, that's what I hear.
So back when I went, it started in 7th grade.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Okay. But it's good. Kids back in school. Hey, be safe out there. The school buses are back. The kids are back. You know they're going to be distracted. Don't let haste cause an accident that you'll regret. Be careful out there. Drive safe.
Absolutely.
Right.
Take care.
Take care. So what do you have? Webb Weekly Roundup.
Webb Weekly Roundup. Well, we have a lot of great stuff in the paper this week. Our cover story is Gary Crispin and Babe Mayer and the start of their 30th year of cable sports productions, which we kicked off last week.
Yes,
I
we
went
did.
to Loyal Sock with you for the Loyal Sock Mount Carmel game, and Gary and Babe were up on the hill for the Williamsport game.
Central Mountain, and Webb Weekly Live, 2 live football games, Friday night lights, every week.
Every week, and if you missed last week's game, be sure to go to webweeklylive.com. You can check out all the replays there.
And it was it went really well. Gary obviously does a great job. Jamie Spencer did a great job. Both games. Steph, you were part of the PA Sports Live event.
I did my best, but if nothing else, I had fun hanging out with Jamie and Paul. We had a fun trip down and back. I got to listen to
the Silver Bowl. Incidentally, if you haven't been to the Silver Bowl on a Friday night, it is true Pennsylvania high school football at its best. It's true Americana.
Absolutely.
It's the coal region. It's bands, it's concession stand, it's the smell of fresh cut grass. It's everything high school football is supposed to be.
Absolutely, and they have a beautiful stadium.
Beautiful stadium, and the only thing that went wrong was the last play of the game, but we won't talk about that. So.
We'll let it go. There's still a lot of football left to be played.
Still a lot of football, and we got more coming up on that. Actually, Juliana, our Webb Kids girl, has something special coming up that we're going to start, and we'll let her talk. We won't take it away from her. So.
All right, that sounds good.
Okay. What else you have?
Well, Bernadette Olsmer, on a completely different note, has a great story about. She's got some great tips for taking babies on road trips and what to expect, what you can do to make it a little bit easier. It's not something I'm familiar with, but they sound like good tips to me. So.
I could go so many ways with that, but I'll take your word for it.
That was pretty much all that I had. I was going to talk about where Gary and Babe and Jamie and Paul are at this week.
Okay.
Gary and Babe are in Montoursville versus Selinsgrove, and Jamie and Paul are headed out to Mifflin County with the Millionaires.
And that'll be an interesting road trip. Mifflin County's always got some big, strong kids, be physical. Williamsport is probably one of the most athletic teams in a while in our area. Now you'd have to go back to Darrell Blackman and his brother, and that'll be a good early season matchup for the Millionaires to see what they have. And Montoursville Selinsgrove is always a fantastic game.
Yeah.
So
I guess that now it's time to give away your money.
What are we giving away?
We have a $50 gift card to Dolly's Diner.
Oh, Dolly's Diner. Okay, fantastic.
Which is great. It's a great place.
Dolly's Diner. If you don't know, Ron Insinger, CI, winningest coach, Pennsylvania history, owns Dolly's Diner, Montoursville, and in Loyal Sock in the Golden Strip, and it's a great place to go for breakfast, for lunch, and I enjoy it.
You pair that up with the coupons in this week's Web, and
Webb
you'll be set
Weekly.
to go.
And he took over the old Griggs location in Montoursville, and they still have fresh ground coffee, fresh roasted peanuts, and they have some of the old things that Griggs used to have. So.
Sounds
anyway,
good.
Take it away, Steph.
Well, we got another trivia question in honor of our upcoming guest. What year were the first elections for Lycoming County government held? They elected sheriff and county commissioners, congressmen, senators, and members of the PA General Assembly. What year were the first elections for Lycoming County government held?
For $50 at Dolly's Diner.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Are you allowed to Google it?
I had to Google it, so so you guys can Google it. I'll give you a hint. Maybe check out Wikipedia for the answer.
We will take a commercial break here for our good friends at Murray Motors, the Peace Brothers. Good things going on. Mazda, Ford, used cars, and Steph and I will be right back.
If we were like every other dealership, we would be yelling at you about the cars we're trying to sell you. But we're not. This is Murray Motors, and there's no reason to overwhelm you with numbers and pricing, as we're already giving you the dealership invoice price on every new Ford. Come check out our great selection and receive a free lifetime engine and transmission warranty on every new vehicle. And our certified sales team will work hard to make sure you find the best car to meet your needs.
And we're back, and one of the things I pride myself on is I'm good at organized chaos and going on the fly. Some people call it something else, but we won't go there. And we had a little change. Why don't you tell us about that, Steph?
Well, we were supposed to be sitting down with District Attorney Eric Linhart today. Unfortunately, there was an incident in the city yesterday, so he's tied up dealing with that and doing the work behind that, so we had to switch up our guest for today.
Okay, so we have the DA doing the work of the DA.
Exactly. So
always the good thing,
always,
right?
always
well,
a good
always
thing.
the bad thing, but
it's an unfortunate situation, but I'm glad to know that the people of the city and the county are doing their jobs to do everything they can to rectify the situation as quickly as possible.
And one of the things, and we will get the DA in, and I will talk to him, but Mr. Linhart's done a fine job for Lycoming County. And one of the things I don't think people realize is what he deals with every moment of every day at any hour, and that he has to deal with stuff that, quite honestly, I don't want to look at or be a part of. And he attacks it and does it in the right manner and makes sure he does the best for the taxpayers and the people of Lycoming County.
Absolutely. I don't envy his job, but I'm glad somebody's out there doing it.
Absolutely. So what do we got going on?
Well, instead, we have former County Commissioner Ernie LARSON waiting in the wings.
So Ernie's going to come in.
He's going to come in.
Are we both going to sit with Ernie?
I think I'm going to let you take this one on your own this time.
Okay. Ernie LARSON, longtime friend. I look forward to doing it, and thanks for taking care of that, Steph.
I do what I can.
So we'll take a little break. We'll get Ernie LARSON back in here. We'll do a little ad for Reptile Land, and away we go.
Grab your explorer's passport and take off on an adventure at Clyde Peeling's Reptiland. Encounter a Komodo dragon. Go on a Jurassic safari. Meet an alligator. Feed feathered friends in the new Parakeet Landing. And more. Enjoy all there is to see and do at the zoo and get your explorer's passport stamped for each one. Experience 40 species of reptiles and amphibians, life-size dinosaurs, beautiful budgies, and 5 different shows daily only at Clyde Peeling's Reptiland, Route 15, Allenwood.
And I'm here with former Lycoming County Commissioner Ernie LARSON. Ernie, thanks for coming in today and being our guest on Webb Weekly Live.
You're welcome, Jim.
And filling in for the DA, Eric Linhart.
That's a lot of shoes to fill in, but
Well, yeah, he got called out. Unfortunately, couldn't make it, and you were gracious enough to come down the hill. You've been a lifetime friend of mine. I obviously grew up about 2 doors above you.
yes.
Your dog used to steal the hat off my head when I walked to and from
Yes,
school.
remember those days.
Yeah, how about it? Can you
Yes.
believe the years have gone by like they have?
Very quickly.
Very
Yes.
quickly. Well, anyway, Ernie, I've admired everything. I don't feel right calling you Mr. LARSON.
No,
You've always
that's
been Ernie to me.
Yeah, that's fine.
I admired all the work you've done, and you want to tell us a little bit about your service to Lycoming County?
Well, I elected a few years, well, actually 12 years ago, I elected to run for office, and I think I kind of got lucky. I really didn't have any agenda that I was really looking for. It was just something that I thought looked interesting, and I was fortunate to win.
Ernie is a Democrat,
Yes.
and I've always considered him a common sense Democrat.
So, well,
fiscally conservative.
I grew up as a bricklayer. Went through 40 some odd years as a bricklayer, so I knew what work was all about, and of course I didn't believe in handouts and things like that. And I spent 12 years in the commissioner's office, and I elected not to rerun this past term, not because I didn't enjoy it, because I totally enjoyed the 12 years I was in office. I had good people to work for, tremendous people at the county to work with, and it was a great experience for me. I was not political when I went into office. I wasn't political when I came out of office, and we just did an excellent job in the county, and it was time for me to kind of move on and do some other things. I'm very fortunate enough that I have good health, and my wife and I, she just recently retired, and I think we're going to do a little traveling here and there. Nothing big. My wife's going to Italy for 14 days next month, but other
Nice.
than that, we
And
planned some short trips.
one of the things you said, you were always about getting the job done. You never put politics above getting the job of a
No.
county commissioner done.
No.
And I thought back to my common sense feel on you. You were always able to do what you felt was best for the citizens of Lycoming County.
Absolutely. I think not only me, it was a team effort. No matter which board of commissioners I was with, we all had the same agenda. So it worked out. Like I say, it couldn't have worked out better.
And it
for
was
me.
it was time for you to enjoy the fruits of your labor in your
Yes.
life. And
Right.
And I'm happy that you retired and
Yes.
you're
And
enjoying them.
and as you know, golf's one of my favorite pastimes.
One of your passions. Before we get to golf, though, I got to ask you. You and my father were good friends.
Yes, we
and,
were.
And obviously he was a very staunch Republican, and you. But you guys always got along good.
Oh,
Also,
yeah.
do you want to comment on that and about?
Yeah, well, we weren't like best buddies or anything
No,
like
no.
that, but we were fortunate enough to live together.
Joe Neihart lived up above
Joe
on
Neihart
8th Avenue.
lived-
County Commissioner,
yes.
Mr. Joe Hart Neihart.
Yep.
You, my father, and and
And we were fortunate in South Williamsport. We've had a few commissioners that come by here through South Williamsport. I don't know what it is, whether it's in the water or whatever, but we were fortunate here at South Williamsport to have a
Now-
number of commissioners.
now Joe and my dad could get into it a little bit, couldn't they?
Yeah.
But we'll let that story. Well, someday we'll have to have Mr. Neihart in. But you
Yeah,
guys, it's
I
funny
think
how
that
close
would
you
be
lived to each other in,
Yeah.
at the top of Kane and 8th Avenue.
Yeah, and Joe was, when I, obviously I replaced Joe, but I have to say that Joe was very gracious. In my learning experience in my first couple of days in the office, Joe took me in and showed me how they go about what the commissioners do, and he was
Absolutely.
very gracious that way. It was it was a good turnover.
And another, I mean, obviously Joe's a Democrat, but always very fiscally conservative, very
Yes.
much about getting the job done for the people.
Right. Well, Joe was an electrician. He worked in the trades, and
Yep.
he knew what work was all about and how,
We got
how
to
to
take
get things
our
done.
we got to take our first commercial break here today. Message from the good people at Murray Motors. Brent, Brian, go down and see him if you're looking for a new Ford, Mazda, or used car.
If we were like every other dealership, we would be yelling at you about the cars we're trying to sell you. But we're not. This is Murray Motors, and there's no reason to overwhelm you with numbers and pricing, as we're already giving you the dealership invoice price on every new Ford. Come check out our great selection and receive a free lifetime engine and transmission warranty on every new vehicle. And our certified sales team will work hard to make sure you find the best car to meet your needs.
Back with my good friend Ernie Larson. Obviously, we talked about the old school South Side people. You're retired now, very passionate about golf. I affectionately
Yes.
call you the mayor of White Deer, have for years.
Oh, I've been there since 1964, so I know the ins and outs of what went on over the years at White Deer. The good things and the bad things that
Absolutely.
that needed to be fixed.
And one thing you and I agree on is it's a jewel in the crown of
It
Lycoming County.
It is a gem in Lycoming County. Now, maybe some people that don't play golf don't quite understand, but the thousands of dollars that are raised over at White Deer Golf Course through charities that go back to our community. It's unbelievable. I don't know what the number is, but it's way into the thousands of dollars. And also, families have been helped over there that happen to fall in hardships, and somebody turns and does a tournament for them, and they raise thousands of dollars for families that have maybe medical bills that they can't afford to pay and things like that. And along with it, the White Deer is just a gem here in Lycoming County.
Beautiful.
And it's for economic development. You can go all different ways with what good White Deer is for the county.
Absolutely. And if you folks don't know, I do not play golf. but you know there's no bigger supporter of White Deer Golf Course than me,
right.
and what it adds to our community and the ability for anybody to go play golf anytime. It's not a country club, okay, but it's a place where if you have the time, you can go play some golf and enjoy friendship.
Like I say, I'm there an awful lot, and the people that are there, they're enjoying themselves every day.
Yep.
Whether they're in leagues or whether they're just playing with their buddies, they really have a really good time at White Deer.
And it wasn't an accident. We talked about White Deer Golf Course. You have something you're passionate about right now. You're trying to get going.
Yes.
And I have an ad in the Webb Weekly this week for the first annual Lycoming County Amateur Championship. You want to tell us about that?
Yes, there hasn't been an amateur championship in Lycoming County for a long time. Way back they used to have one that was very similar to what we're trying to do, but not quite on the same vein. This is a tournament that we're trying to attract all the better golfers in the county, and we're going to see how everybody stacks up in the county. We don't know who the best golfer is in the county. Right now, I know just about everyone that plays golf, and if you were to ask me who the best golfer is in the county, I couldn't tell you. I really wouldn't know.
And
it's very close. You may have a tournament, this tournament here, you may have somebody that wins this tournament, and next year, hopefully, when we have this again, it may be somebody else that's going to win it. But it's going to show you where you stack up in the county. I don't know how it's kind of up in the air how the turnout's going to be.
well, I think
We're still a little
first
bit.
year we got to get it out.
We're a little bit worried about it yet,
Yep.
but we welcome all input to this tournament. It's going to be strictly run like a professional tournament where there's going to be prize. It's not necessarily prize money because we can't give prize money out, but there will be a pot of money that will go towards gift certificates or however we break it down. And everybody, we're thinking that everybody that plays in the tournament will get something back. Now we do have a $100 entrance fee. That's going to help take care of the 2 green fees at White Deer and carts, and also the green fees at the Williamsport Country Club and carts.
which is an outstanding format. You play on Friday at White Deer. What course on Friday at White Deer?
Well, we may have to do a little bit of change on that. We may play the vintage course on Friday, Williamsport Country Club on Saturday, and the challenge course on Sunday at White Deer.
And that's neat to me that you've got Williamsport Country Club involved. You go over there and play around. You see 3 different courses, and I think it's a great thing. You golfers here in Lycoming County, I know it's sort of a late notice, but I think it's a great event to get out and support and to grow. And Billy Casper Golf jumped on board.
Right.
You have a good relationship with them.
It's important that the public knows that they're trying to give back, and the Williamsport Country Club also is very gracious in reducing their fees, and White Deer also is reducing their fees that will go back into the prize money, and so to make that so there's at least a nice pot of money there that's going to be contributed back out. And like I say, it's going to be run just like a professional golf tournament where whoever ends up first obviously will get the biggest prize, and then it'll be broke down in some type of fashion.
Sure.
Once we know how much money's in the pot, it will be broke all the
It'll
way
be
down
ni-
to
it'll
the
be
last
ni-
the
it'll
last
be a
person
nice-
in the tournament will.
I know Ernie. He's
Yeah,
going to make
thanks.
sure it's a good event. He's going to make sure people get fed. It's a nice
And
event.
I want everyone to understand that this tournament, that from the 18 to 659, it is going to be played from the blue tees.
There's a
So you're-
championship. The
right,
championship
This is
flight,
a true championship tournament.
and we got a senior flight.
And then we have a senior flight that will be 60 and over, and that they will be played on modified tees as we
Right.
see fit.
And then of course we have a women's flight also.
And then we
Find
also
the best
have a
woman
women's
golfer
flight.
in Lycoming County.
Right. And
So-
we don't know what the turnout will be, but hopefully we'll get maybe 6 or 8 ladies that are looking to be the best female in the county, which is good for everybody.
Let's take a quick commercial break for my good friend Clyde Peeling, who's right over by White Deer, and we'll come back with some closing thoughts with Ernie LARSON.
Grab your explorer's passport and take off on an adventure at Clyde Peeling's Reptiland. Encounter a Komodo dragon. Go on a Jurassic safari. meet an alligator, feed feathered friends in the new Parakeet Landing, and more. Enjoy all there is to see and do at the zoo and get your Explorer's Passport stamped for each one. Experience 40 species of reptiles and amphibians, life-size dinosaurs, beautiful budgies, and 5 different shows daily only at Clyde Peeling's Reptiland, Route 15, Allenwood.
Some last thoughts here with Ernie Larson. Ernie, first of all your time you spent in government around here, what's the best thing you can say about our area?
Well, I think we're very diversified. I don't think there's a lot of people that don't realize that some of the industry we have in this area, and I wouldn't have either if I wouldn't have been a commissioner, because there's a lot of government work that's very precision type work, not only like at Avco, which I call Avco, which is from the old days.
Sure, I
but,
still do too.
With the aircraft industry, but there's other industries in our county that deal with government, and they deal with satellites. They deal with a lot of things that are very technical in what's going on in our country, and it surprised me. And like I say, it's not kept a secret. It's just people don't realize what we have.
All the industry.
And then there's hundreds of people that work in these little industries, and they're great paying jobs. Recreation in our area is second to none. That's just, and I think the economy has really held its own here in Lycoming County. Now we had a little windfall that helped us with the gas industry. And that has slacked off a little bit, but not completely. We're still getting our bang for our buck here, and we were fortunate that we did bring some of the company's offices were brought here, mainly because from our surrounding areas we had the airport, and that was a big factor in why a lot of gas industry chose to locate here.
Sure, and I know one thing you would agree with me on. There's no place we'd sooner call home than right here in Lycoming County.
Yeah, I'm not going any place.
And I'm not going any place. And obviously, to me, there's no better place to raise a family.
Absolutely.
And whether up and down the county borders, there's something unique about each little town up and down the river.
Everybody has this little issues, but overall, we're a pretty
darn good place to live and grow.
Yes.
So, well, I thank you. And I'm sure this will be a success for you, and we'll try to get it out there. Golfers, get signed up, Lycoming County Amateur Championship. It's going to be a first-class event. You got to get behind it and get it going this year. And thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you, Jim.
Take another commercial break, and then we'll be back with one of my favorite segments of the week. We have Juliana and Webb Kids, and she has a special guest today, Marcus Williams, Loyalsock Township, and I'll let her tell you all about Marcus.
Buy any new Mazda at the dealer invoice price and still receive our free lifetime engine and transmission warranty. That's right. All our new Mazdas are priced at dealer invoice, and some may qualify for additional rebates. Drive home in the #1 ranked compact crossover, the 2016 Mazda CX-5, priced as low as $25,100 at 0.9% for 63 months. From our family to your family, your friend, your dealer, Murray Mazda.
Hello, I'm Juliana for Webb Kids. This week's guest is Marcus Williams. Hello, Marcus. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Thank you.
Of course.
What sports do you play?
I play basketball and I play football, and I also run track. How about you?
I play cheer and dance, but some people don't count them as sports, so.
Well, I think those people are wrong in that they should be considered sports because of the effort and the hard work you put into it.
What is your favorite sport that you play?
My favorite sport would have to be basketball and football. It's a tie.
I heard you had a great game on Friday night against Mount Carmel.
Yeah, I played really well, but sadly we didn't come up top. We lost in overtime.
I know you missed last season with a severe knee injury. What happened?
Well, I was running out of bounds and I got shoved and I landed on my knee wrong and I tore my ACL and both my meniscuses.
I'm sure that took a lot of hard work to come back. How do you feel now? Are you 100%?
It did take a lot of work to come back. I had to rehab 3 times a week, strengthening all the muscles around my knee to get back to playing sports and doing what I love. and I extremely feel confident that I am 100% right now.
What do you plan on doing after you graduate this year?
Hopefully, I plan on playing football and following a school that has my academic needs.
Well, I have some great news for you, Marcus.
What's that?
You're the Webb Weekly Live Player of the Week.
No way.
Marcus scored 5 touchdowns, 3 running and 1 receiving, and also threw a touchdown pass and had a tough loss to Mount Carmel. And for being the Player of the Week, he gets a $50 Joe's Pizza gift card.
Wow, that's like 20 cheesesteaks.
Congrats, Marcus.
Thank you very much.
I'm Juliana for Webb Kids. Peace.
If we were like every other dealership, we would be yelling at you about the cars we're trying to sell you. But we're not. This is Murray Motors, and there's no reason to overwhelm you with numbers and pricing, as we're already giving you the dealership invoice price on every new Ford. Come check out our great selection and receive a free lifetime engine and transmission warranty on every new vehicle. And our certified sales team will work hard to make sure you find the best car to meet your needs.
And we're back to close out today's show, and I say this every week, but Webb Kids, Juliana, it just doesn't get any better
It
than
doesn't,
that.
and she gets better and better every week.
And Marcus Williams, what a fine young man, and a great interview, and those two who looked like they were having a lot of fun. You saw his performance.
Yeah, he did an outstanding job on Friday night. So
And he ran for 3, caught a touchdown pass, threw a touchdown pass, and at halftime I bought a hot dog. Marcus was working at the concession stand. So
Busy
he
kid.
had the whole thing covered, and he made some extra money for college.
absolutely,
But anything you want to add in closing out today's program?
I think that about covers it all.
Okay. And what an outstanding place we grow up in Lycoming County, and we raise family, and we enjoy, and we have Labor Day weekend coming up, and enjoy the end of summer,
Be safe.
the beginning of fall, and be safe out there, and God bless America. Thanks for joining us.